Hi, I'm Paul Pasulka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. Today we're going to look at Test 3, Section 1, Number 7, which reads, the narrator indicates that Claude, Wilfred, and Irene and Viola are what? So we look at the part of the passage that's talking about these 3, 4, and we find it here. She learned that Claude and Wilfred were delicate, sensitive young people, that Irene had artistic temperament highly developed, and that Viola was something or other else a mold equally commonplace among children of that class and type in the 20th century. So when you read that, what you might see is that the question's asking about all 4 of them, and this passage is telling you Claude and Wilfred, delicate, sensitive young people. So that's just Claude and Wilfred. Irene is artistic and she's developed her art. She must like to do art, practices art. Now this last part, it says Viola was, and it says it in some funky language, but something or other else of a mold equally commonplace among children of that class and type in the 20th century. So the key to answering this question correctly is, what does this mean? She was something or other else, and then of a mold. So what that seems to be saying is that she's another example of, and if you think of a mold, what's a mold? Everything's identical in a mold. So if she's another example, then that includes the other 3, Claude, Wilfred, and Irene, all 4 of them, and Viola. They're all examples that are commonplace, they're typical among children of that class and type in the 20th century. And provided, of course, you would have already read this passage, and you see that it's a Quarble mansion, and it sounds like they're rich. So they're pretty typical of rich kids. So that's the class and the type and 20th century and 1900s. So when we go to the answer choice, we take that with them, with us. And it looks like answer choice A, similar to many of their peers, it looks like that's going to be our answer. They're typical of rich kids during that time period. Answer choice B is a common wrong answer. I think it was Viola who had the artistic temperament highly developed. It was Irene had the artistic temperament highly developed. So it's just her. We need something that includes all 4 of them. Hostile to the idea of the government, governess, there's no indication of that. Hostile meaning they have really bad will towards, maybe would turn to violence, towards their governess, which is their nanny, which is who Lady Carlotta is posing as. And answer choice D, more educated than others of their age, is another common wrong answer. If Claude and Wilfred are sensitive, it doesn't mean that they're educated, more educated than others of their age. So, correct answer here is A. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You could share it with someone who has trouble with some funky old language in the critical reading passage of the SAT. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, you can post that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.